Yo, what is going on, gang? It is your coach Brian here, and welcome to your 25-minute full body HIIT. Now, today it's all about spending a lot of time in our working sets with light to medium heavy weight selections. But before we get started with the nitty gritty, the workout itself, you know what we got to do. We got to warm that body up, team. So meet me on your mat. Go ahead and pop it up. And let's get started. First things first, team, we're going to go through the body weight versions of the weighted exercises we're going to be performing. So we'll start off with our curtsy lunge. I want you to think about taking a big step back behind you, off to the side, keeping that head and chest up, and then just simply getting depth with this back leg, okay? Now, it doesn't have to touch the floor, but we do want to feel that glute activate, so make sure you're getting enough range of motion to feel that. Give me 2 more reps, 1 on each side, and relax. All right, we're gonna hinge at the hips as if we were gonna do a deadlift, and then from here, we're just gonna do some pro and retraction of the scapula. So what I mean by that is we're just gonna simply pull the shoulders back towards the ceiling, contract the shoulder blades together at the top, and then slowly release the arms down towards the floor. Pull up, squeeze, contract for a few seconds, and then release. Overarch, almost as if you were doing a cat-cow. Inhale, lift, exhale, push down. Waking up the upper back here, creating some space between the shoulders, the neck, the ears. 1 more here, team. Big pull up, big contraction, squeeze, hold for 3, 2, 1, and release. Drop the hands towards the mat. Slowly start to roll up 1 vertebrae by vertebrae. Shake it out. And team, now we're going to get into a little bit of rotational work. Okay, this is going to start to wake up the core, which is going to be very, very important when we get into our last exercise of each circuit. All right, so with that said, team, go ahead and take a wide stance here. I want you to bring the elbows up to shoulder level, and then we're just going to rotate, twist at the torso, and allow the movement to start from the core. So the core is engaged, and it's activating and allowing us to rotate and twist our upper body from one side to the other. Now, up-leveling this a little bit, working on some single leg balance and stability. I want you to bring that knee up and off the ground, and then we're gonna rotate towards the direction of that front knee, or that lifted leg. Give me 3 here, find your balance. After that 3rd rep, switch. 1, 2, and 3. Nice. All right, squad, check it out. You will need a couple of things for today's workout. First and foremost, you need that heart rate monitor, all right? I'm going to be coaching to heart rate throughout today's class. The weight that you have selected here should feel heavy for the dumbbell close grip chest press. And I want you to understand, team, like, don't make it super duper heavy, all right? Because we are going to have long working sets. Now, we're gonna start with 60 seconds per exercise. And then we're going to gradually decrease amount of time spent in each movement as the class goes on. So these are long working sets. So like I said, light to medium heavy weight selections is going to be perfect. And we are going for as many reps as possible in today's class. But first, we're gonna start off with our goblet single leg curtsy lunge. Squad, we're going to work the non-dominant leg first. So my right leg is my dominant leg, left leg's gonna be the one working. That's what I'm stepping back with. Head and chest stays up. We did this in the warm-up. You know what to do, you know what to expect, and you know where you should be feeling this movement here as we get depth and take that big step off to the side. So once again, most important thing here, squad, is that we are starting with that core engagement, all right? This is what's gonna allow us to maintain good form. And the indicator of good form is going to be if you can keep your head and chest up. A lot of times, you'll see people start to collapse from one side to the other. That's because there's a lack of stability from the core, all right? So keep going, shooting for about 15 reps here. And you should start to feel a little bit more breathy than when we started, okay? Naturally, took a lot of steps back there. We're gonna start with this core engagement. Once again, brace the abs, lock in, and then we got 60 seconds on this other side. Let's go. So yeah, you should be a little bit more breathy than when we started. We've been getting a lot of steps in so far. And this isn't a easy movement, all right? This is complex. There's a lot of things going on, from ankle stability to knee stability, to that core engagement, to firing up the lower body muscles. You should be feeling those hamstrings. You should be feeling the glutes, especially the outer glutes, as we dip and get that depth. And then obviously, this is a weighted exercise too. So you know the arms are working, the shoulders are working. And we should definitely be picking that heart rate up around zones 3 right here. Okay, so if that's where you're at, perfect. If you're in zones 2, just because you in that good a shape, hey, I ain't mad at it. You're in the race where we want you to be. All right, it's only gonna get a little bit more challenging coming on out here. Team, you need to grab that other dumbbell. We got our bent over low rows now. So hinging at the hips, keeping that soft bend in the knees, elbows locked in, close to the body. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. So you're not paying attention to the tempo here. You're letting it do its thing. It's counting your reps. You're breathing. You got the chin tucked and that spine neutral. That's all I want you to focus on as we go through this range of motion and pull these weights up closer to the armpits. So just as we practice in our warm-up, whole lot, team, whole lot of contraction between the shoulder blades. So imagine if you had like a pencil right in smack dab in the middle of those shoulder blades, and you're trying to break that pencil as you pull the weight up. Nice. Set the weights down slowly, and safely. Make your way down to a sit-up position on the mat. You're gonna grab those dumbbells, bring them together to touch, rest the head on the floor, low back connected, drop the weights towards the chest, exhale, close grip chest presses. We're on the clock. And now, team, although we're shooting for about 12 reps, if you want to just continue to get as many reps in as possible, perfectly fine. But if the weight isn't feeling really that challenging for you, you can always slow down the tempo and play with power at the bottom of the rep. And this is something that I'm going to be going back to as we make our rounds, or go through our rounds for the rest of the class today. All right, flip it over. Meet me in high plank. We got mountain climbers, driving 1 foot forward at a time. As many reps as possible. Let's see if we can't get our heart rate into zones 4 to finish off this first circuit. We're breathing. We're doing our best to keep the shoulders stacked over the wrists. Still keeping that chin tucked, spine neutral. Breathe. You're almost there. And relax. All right, 1 for the energy, 1 for morale. Give me 1 up top. Nice work, gang. Let's go ahead and talk about what we got coming up next. Now, really, to be honest, it's the same exact thing. Okay, the only thing that changes, spend a little bit less time in each movement. So instead of 60 seconds for our curtsy lunge, now we're looking at 50 ball, 50 piece McNugget for both sides. All right. After we get done with that, we'll go back into our bent over low rows. Then we'll hit our close grip chest presses. And then, we got a new core exercise, which is going to come in the form of high plank jacks. So, team, you've already felt all the feels. Use the next 40 seconds, give or take, to adjust your weight, all right? If you found yourself not being able to get into those zones, the heart rate zones that I was recommending and asking of you, either we go a little bit lighter with the weight and we focus on getting more steps in, okay? Focus on getting more reps in, or you go heavier and you shoot for those same amount of reps. That will definitely get you right where you need to be as far as heart rate is concerned. Just need one dumbbell here. Going back into this curtsy lunge here, squad. Head and chest is up. Should be back in zones 2. Let's get it. Working that non-dominant leg first. Non-dominant side. Now, a challenge here would be to shoot for the same amount of reps that you got on the last set. Given the fact that we have less time, that should create some type of this sense of urgency that is gonna essentially spark that heart rate. So well over that halfway mark. How you feeling? Tap in with yourself. Do you got a little bit more to give, or do we need to relax a little bit? Do we need to take our foot off that gas pedal just a little bit? All right? Understand that there's no right or wrong, team, and that you control the intensity. I know these are technically follow along workouts as we switch over to the other side, but just wanted to make sure I was practicing, make sure it would still work. But just keep in mind, squad, that you control the intensity, all right? You control the intensity. All right, heart rate starting to pick up here. We're getting even more breathy, or should be getting even more breathy as we complete each rep. Good. Double down on that breath. Get in control of that breath. By taking your time, not rushing the breath. Control the breath. Don't let the breath control you. Last rep. Nice. Awesome work, squad. Grab that other dumbbell. Roll the shoulders up, down, and back. Core is braced. We're hinging. Eyes on the ground. Exhale, lift. Big pinch. Inhale, lower. This is one of those perfect examples of breath to movement. If you struggle with syncing up the breath to movement, this is a great, great, great exercise for you to practice. So we're exhaling as we lift, inhaling as we lower, and it should just feel natural, team. Nice. So we're perspiring a little bit, got a little sweat going. Close grip chest presses, back on the clock. Now, just because it says close grip chest press, yes, I know we're focusing on the chest, but there should be an equal amount of attention that's going towards the core as well. All right, so the core is braced, and you'll know that it's braced and contracted if you feel that lower back being pressed into the floor. Another thing we can do to double down on that is to also focus on actively pushing your heels into the floor with the equal amount of power that you are putting into the lower back. All right, high plank jack squad. You're either stepping those feet out, 1 foot at a time, or we're jumping. Now, if you step it out, it's going to be the less challenging option. So it's going to be a little bit harder to get that heart rate up. If you want that heart rate up though, We need to turn this into a little plyometric move and jump. Relax. Whew. Nice work. All right. 2 more for morale right here. Come on, because I know I'm doing it with you, squad. I know we're getting a little bit fatigued. Stuff is getting challenging. Them legs is getting heavier, especially them quads. All right, I know y'all feel that. You feel that, right? Can't be the only one. So, this is our last set. You know what's going on. You know the direction that we are taking things. What are you going to do? What do you have left in the tank to give? What do you have left to offer yourself, to offer your body? All right? I need it all right here, right now. This is it. So take this final opportunity, add that weight, lighten that weight, stick to the game plan, team. Heart rate is definitely going to get up. This is our last round, so I'm going to be asking a little bit more from you, okay? I want you to push it. I want you to still keep that same concept, that same mindset of matching or beating however many reps you did in that last round. The tempo's going to tell you, okay? It's going to pop up. It's going to tell you exactly what you did on that last set. So let's match or beat it here with our 40 seconds worth of work. All right, grab that weight. Non-dominant leg goes first. Smiles on. Got to activate those smiles first and foremost. Activate those smiles, then we activate those cores. Let's go. That core. Those cores. No. So settling in to zone 2 right here. Settling in. Possibly even building up into zones 3, depending on how low the heart rate came down during that rest period. All right, here we go. Shooting for those same amount of reps. Move with a little bit more speed, a little bit more quickness. Move like an athlete. All right, let's get it. Definitely shooting for zones 3. As you can see, the pace is picked up a little bit here. We're getting in and out of these reps a little bit quicker. You hear the breath starting to pick up. I know. That's good. That's good. That means it's working. All right? It means you're alive and well. Come on, team. Coming up on the last 5. Explode out of there. Nice. Okay. Here we go. Bent over low rows, gang. Bring those feet together. Make sure that you have a clear line of space to pass through as we are on the clock, working for 30 seconds. Nothing too crazy. Big contraction at the top. You know the deal. Press down into the toes, down into the heels. Breathe through it. Big pinch. Come on, gang. We're right there. 2, last one. All right, set it down, set it down, set it down. Now, what I was saying on that last set of chest presses here, gang, press into the feet. Press into the feet with the same amount of power that you're pushing down into the lower back. Let's go. We on the clock. Burn out. Move that weight like you mean it. Come on. Now, ideally, we're finishing off in zones 4 here. If not, you got one more opportunity. 10-second forearm plank hold. Elbows underneath the shoulders. We're holding. If you would like to up level this, shift it forward like a seesaw. Back and forth. Breathe through it. Come on, team. We're right there. And take a knee. One more up top. Great job, gang. Get these weights out of the way. We are going to finish up with 3 minutes of stretching. But first and foremost, I want us to just take a moment to bring our heart rate down, okay? So find a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. We're gonna face the palms up. Inhale, rise, hands just above the chest. Exhale. Release. 2 more just like that. Inhale. Open up, fill the lungs up with air, oxygen. Exhale, release. All the hard work that you just put in served you while you were doing it, and now you get to let it go. All right? Fantastic work. Let's go ahead and get into pigeon pose. Actually, disregard. We're gonna go into 90-90. All right, a little bit more accessible than pigeon, in my opinion. Make sure that the shoulders are stacked directly over the hips. You're gonna place your hands off to the side here, and then we're gonna simply just drop the chest towards that front leg. And the goal isn't to touch the floor or get the chest to touch the leg. The goal is to feel the stretch in the outer glute. All right, so I have my right leg forward, and even just a subtle hinge forward gets me, or gets that glute stretch activated there. You should feel it transition a little bit into the lower back, but if it becomes too much, squad, just limit that range of motion, okay? Bring your chest up a little higher, if need be. Twist, slowly, slowly, slowly to the other side. Make sure you got 90 degrees at the ankle and knee. Start upright. Slowly drop that chest towards the leg. Once you feel that about 40 to 60% stretch intensity, post up, relax, and just hold here. As you get back in tune, back in connection with your breath, and continue to physically thank your body for allowing you to push the way you did today. Fantastic work, team. Take your time. Slowly make your way up to stand. Oh, great job today, gang. As always,